And welcome inside the Clark Athletic Center in the campus of UMass Boston. Today we have the Little East Conference season opener for women's college basketball. It's a matchup between the UMass Boston Beacons versus the Eastern Connecticut State University Warriors. Sal Lopez on the call today alongside Matt Clifford. Glad to have you on the broadcast, as we will be live today on the Beacons Broadcast Network. First game, part of a doubleheader between UMass Boston and Eastern Connecticut State today. Men's basketball matchup starts around 3 p.m. today with a women's matchup first here. Tip-off just shortly after 1 p.m. UMass Boston, a record of 5-2 overall on the season, 3-0 in their home floor. Coming off a loss in their last game at Emerson on Tuesday. Eastern Connecticut State, a record of 4-3 overall this season, 1-2 on the road, coming off a loss as well against a much tougher opponent, number 6 nationally ranked Smith College out in Northampton, Mass. on Thursday. We take a look at this matchup between these two teams as we have the statistics going in to this matchup. UMass Boston, led by their defense this season, top defense in the Little East Conference, allowing opponents to 50.4 points allowed this season. That is good for top 40 in the nation for the Beacons. Eastern Connecticut State playing a much tougher schedule on the season, allowing opponents to around 59.1 points per game this season. UMass Boston comes in the better scoring team, averaging just above 68 points per game. Eastern Connecticut State just under 62. The edge goes to the Warriors in field goal shooting percentage, above 42% to UMass Boston, just above 39%. And from the perimeter, EastCon shooting the ball really well, top three-point shooting team in the LEC at 38.5%. They don't shoot the three ball much often, as they attempt the third fewest amount of threes in the Little East Conference, but Eastern Connecticut State with a big edge there entering the matchup. Rebound advantage, almost plus 10 on the glass for that margin. Average rebounds between the Beacons and the Warriors. UMass Boston averaging 42.6 rebounds per game. Eastern Connecticut State averaging just under 33, as EastCon more of a efficient interior shooting team for them. Turnovers per game, as EastCon has that advantage as well, just over 16 turnovers to UMass Boston, who's averaging above 18 turnovers per game. Also for the Warriors, they are a strong free throw shooting team as well this season. That's one of their strengths, as they're shooting the ball above 73% at the free throw line. That's good for top of the Little East Conference, top 65 in the nation. Scrappy defensive team for UMass Boston. They are second in the Little East with just above 10.5 steals per game, and currently second in the conference as well in blocks per game, averaging 5.57. That's good for top 20 in the nation. We'll take a look here. Individual leaders entering the matchup between these two teams. For the Beacons, they are led by Meg Dixon, tied for the top scorer in the conference right now, averaging 18.1 points per game for the 2022 Little East first team selection. Also named the 2022 D3 Hoops All Region second team selection as well for Meg Dixon, as she is tied for first right now in the Little East Conference, averaging above 18 points per game, averaging 9.4 rebounds per game as well for Dixon. That is good for third in the conference, and her steals per game ranks her top 5 in the conference. That matchup going up against Anna Barry, the top player for Eastern Connecticut State this season. She is a two-time Little East Conference Offensive Player of the Year 2020-2022, also named LEC Defensive Player of the Year twice in those same 2 years as well. D3 All-Region selection, first team selection in D3Hoops.com in 2022, and she leads the team currently averaging a double-double, 15.7 points per game, 10 rebounds per game for Anna Barry this season. She is the key player to watch in this matchup, top player for Eastern Connecticut State. Down the line for UMass Boston, shooting percentage, Alexa Potter, the transfer from Dean College, leads the way, shooting efficient at just under 55% from the floor. Meg Dixon leading the perimeter shooting and also free throw shooting for UMass Boston this season, as well as rebounds per game. Carrie Ann Farina, the point guard, averaging just above 5 assists per game, which leads the team for the Beacons in assists per game this season. For the perimeter shooting, for EastCon, they're led by Danielle O'Brien. She's shooting 41% from 3. Jolie Keckler above 86% at the free throw line. And earlier, we talked about Anna Barry, the key player in this matchup, averaging a double-double of over 15 and 10 this season for the Warriors. So we're going to take a look at some of the highlights here, as UMass Boston pulled out the victory 1 week ago against Clark on their home floor here. As We'll see if we can get the highlights up of UMass Boston versus Clark. UMass Boston women's basketball at home Tuesday night, taking on Colby Sawyer College. The Beacons looking to move to 2-0 on the young season. And early on, it would be all sunny green. Sabela Jensen with the miss from the corner. Green cleans up the boards, lays it home. Beacons ahead by 3 early on in this one. And then Green, yet again, a little while later, gets this one on the inbound from Jensen. Jumper from the LEC logo puts the Beacons ahead by 6. But some shooting woes in the first quarter would find the Beacons behind by 3, and they would turn that around real quickly as Meg Dixon with the jumper right there. And then Sonny Green from beyond the arc bangs this one home, nothing but net. Beacons ahead 17-15. And then a back and forth quarter would ensue. Sonny Green from the corner now from Dixon in the middle knocks that one down. The Beacons ahead by 3, and then trailing 22-20, the Beacons go on a 7-0 run to finish off the second quarter, and it culminates in Carrie Ann Farina's buzzer beater 3 from beyond half court, and the Beacons swing momentum in their favor going into the locker room. And coming out of the locker room, the momentum would continue as the Beacons make it a 10-0 run to start the third quarter, and in fact, between the second and third quarter would go on a total of 17 straight points before Colby Sawyer would hit a basket, as you say. Paige Olivier with the miss right there. Sabela Jensen cleans up the board, lays it up, and the Beacons continue to expand that lead as the Colby Sawyer Chargers forced to call timeout. But the Beacons would just continue from there as it's Meg Dixon from beyond the arc. Nails that one. The Beacons now up double digits. And then Sonny Green capping it off, continuing her hot night. This one from the right side. An and one opportunity as she's fouled on the three-point attempt. Green finished the game with her first double-double in her career. 15 points, 10 rebounds. In the fourth quarter, the Chargers would threaten. Marissa Holt with that three-pointer would cut the Beacon lead to just 10. But then a 12-0 run from the Beacons would help secure the win as Sabela Jensen with the steal right there lays it home. And the Beacons re-up their lead to 13. But they were not done yet. They would go up by as many as 22 points in this one as Olivier from beyond the arc nails that 3. The Beacons now stretch that lead to 15 and force the Chargers to call a timeout with just over 4 minutes left. But Olivier again, this one from the right side, working in her defender, gets it in, tough layup, falls. The Beacons lead continues to stretch out. Carrie Ann Farina, explosive from the left side, lays it up and in. And now the Beacons up by 20 points. That would put a dagger in it. And then Sabela Jensen caps it all off with a nice pass from Sierra Brigham to lay it up and in. The Beacons go up by 22 points and end up winning this one 59-41 over the Chargers. The Beacons now will head on the road to the Hunter College Invitational this Friday and Saturday in New York City. And welcome inside the Clark Athletic Center, the campus of UMass Boston. Today we have the Little East Conference season opener for women's college basketball. It's a matchup between the UMass Boston Beacons versus the Eastern Connecticut State University Warriors. Sal Lopez today on the play-by-play alongside Max Clifford on color for the broadcast. Glad to have you along on the broadcast. Eastern Connecticut State dark blue uniforms for this matchup, white numbers, white letters as they will go left to right on the floor. UMass Boston with home white jerseys today. Blue numbers, blue letters. Starting lineups look like this for Eastern Connecticut State. Daniel O'Brien, Jenna Sarantino, Julie Keckler, Mariah Dunn, and Anna Barry. And for UMass Boston starters, Meg Dixon, Beben Jakimi Pearson, Carrie-Ann Farina, Alexa Potter, and Sunny Green. Tip-off between Potter and Barry as we are underway, and the Warriors control the opening tip.
Tell you so, I'm excited to see this matchup down low between Alexa Potter and Anna Barry. Anna Barry averaging a double-double on the season. Alexa Potter a threat to record a double-double every time she steps on the court. These are a couple of tall, powerful players down low.
Turnover in the first pass goes out of bounds. They were looking to go entry pass down low to Barry, number 24, but missing the mark, Julie Keckler on the pass down low. First possession now for the Beacons. Farina, pass midcourt. Potter, top of the free throw circle, back outside to Farina. Farina moves it out to the top to Dixon. Dixon drives down the lane on Barry. Kick out to the corner. Jakimi Pearson swings it out to the left corner. Three on its way, well over the rim. Another chance, though. Puts it up, no good. Second chance. Too tall off the glasses. Barry comes up with the defensive rebounds. Anna Barry, two-time Little East Player of the Year. Averaging a double-double this season, above 15 points per game, 10 rebounds per game. We get the first foul of the game picked up by the Beacons. That's going to be on Meg Dixon, her first, for the star player for UMass Boston.
Sal, obviously one foul isn't foul trouble, but you do want to keep Meg Dixon and the rest of your starting lineup out of foul trouble, given the short bench that the Beacons are working with.
Driving right down the lane, scoring the first bucket of the game. That's number 30, Mariah Dunn, the senior from Meriden, Connecticut. Jakimi Pearson at the top, lobs it down low. Potter, the transfer from Dean. Couldn't finish off the rim. A rebound went to Dunn as we have a whistle down the near side.
That was a travel on Eastern Connecticut State. Sunny Green getting in there, causing problems. She's aggressive on defense the full length of the court, causing a turnover already.
Out to the wing, Farina. Slides it over to the top to Dixon. Dixon guarded by Barry. Now down low, Potter will try again, puts it up off the rim, two bounces. And couldn't go down, got knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Beacons.
That was kind of an unnecessary foul on Carrie-Ann Farina. She was trying to go for the rebound, but the ball was headed out of bounds anyway. A turnover and a foul on that possession, not what you want to see.
Sarantino moves it out to the corner to Daniel O'Brien, shooting 41% from three this season. First one blocked, gets it back, puts it up. No call as the ball will go back to the Beacons with Potter.
That's what the Beacons can do to you down low, whether it's the 6-foot-tall Alexa Potter or the much shorter Sunny Green, they can get in your face.
Potter establishes position right on Mariah Dunn as she scores first life of the game by the Beacons. Top of the key, Sarantino moves it out to the corner. Looking to bounce pass it down low through traffic, though, got intercepted, missing the mark in the pass for EastCon. Dixon with a three. Missed off the back rim. Rebound controlled by Barry. Keckler swings it underneath. Nice find, gets Mariah Dunn up and through, good for two.
The Beaks want to slow it down here a little bit. Don't want to rush a shot that they don't need. That was perfect patience from Meg Dixon on the drive there.
Clear path right down the drive. Scores right-handed layup by Meg Dixon for the grad student captain from Hanover, Massachusetts. She is on the board, tied for the top scorer in the Little East, averaging 18.1 points per game this season. As we have a turnover charged to number 30, Mariah Dunn. So turnovers are something that Eastern Connecticut State trying to get out of their system. They played against number 6 ranked Smith on Thursday on the road. Really struggled turning over the basketball. So they turned it over 27 times. That led to 20 points off Smith turnovers. Scored by Smith off Eastcon turnovers. Farina gets fouled by O'Brien as Farina will shoot 2 now at the free throw line. Daniel O'Brien with her first personal foul. It's going to send Kerry-Ann Farina to the free throw line. First one miss rim short. Farina entered today 71.4% at the charity stripe for the senior captain from Arlington, Massachusetts. Second free throw, that's too long as well. Big rebound, puts it up, but Potter couldn't finish inside the paint as Barry comes out with another defensive board. Corner 3, O'Brien. Missed off the back rim, a rebound controlled by Sonny Green of the Beacons. Out to Dixon. Dixon drives on Barry. Floats up a wild shot. Green able to control it, though, before it went to midcourt. Shot clock down to 6 now. Farina drives down the lane on O'Brien. Puts it up. Rolls around the rim and in. That's good for 2 by Kerry-Ann Farina.
Aggressive play on offense early from Kerry-Ann Farina. She's the type to sit back and distribute more often, but she can put up points when she starts driving to the hoop like that.
All 6 points so far through drives, getting to the rim for the Beacons. That shot missing. Great defense there by UMass Boston. Top defense this season in the Little East, allowing opponents to average just above 50 points per game. First triple of the game, that is Meg Dixon from the outside.
That is the shot that the Beacons want to see early. In their last game, the loss against Emerson, they had a combined 0 for 12 in the first and third quarters. They did not come out of the locker room looking good from 3. To see an early 3, especially from Meg Dixon, that's great news for the Beacons.
It's a big-time 3. Meg Dixon leading the Little East in average 3-point makes per game this season. Barry at the baseline, defended by Potter. Moves it out to O'Brien. On the top, it goes to Keckler. Slides it over to Serrentino. Deep 2 jumper. The baseline connects with it. That's number 30, Mariah Dunn, the senior from Meriden, Connecticut.
Mariah Dunn making an impact early. We expected to see a lot from Anna Berry, but it's the other forward down low that's making an impact for Eastern.
Dunn had a great game against Smith on Thursday, scoring a team-high 14 points. Potter off a double team. Moves it outside to Jakimi Pearson. Lobs it off to Dixon. Dixon working on Barry. Looking for the backdoor lob, deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Dunn. So we'll have the first timeout of the game taken on the floor. 4:47 left to go in the first quarter. UMass Boston with a great start here. 9-6 they lead, as we'll be back in a few moments on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of
Sal Lopez alongside Max Clifford here in a call today. The UMass Boston Beacons taking on the Eastern Connecticut State University Warriors, a Little East Conference season opener in action today at the Clark Athletic Center here on the campus of UMass Boston. Potter. So we got a turnover charged to the Beacons. Great start for Meg Dixon for UMass Boston, top scorer already with 5 points, making a 3 earlier in the first quarter. It is all Mariah Dunn so far. She has 6 points for EastCon. Looking for a double team pass inside of Dunn. As she was contacted down, no call. It's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors.
There was a lot of contact down there. I was surprised not to see
Yeah.
a whistle on that one, but the Beacons will take it for sure.
Dixon, defended by Barry on the outside. Moves it over to Sunny Green at the top, defended by Sarantino. Jakimi Pearson. They move it into out. Dixon, kick out to the corner. Jakimi Pearson inside, floats up, a nice shot, scores in the paint for two.
That's what she can do. She's not going to shoot too much from the outside. She's going to take it and drive to the hoop. Even though she's one of the shorter players on the court, she can make an impact with those drives.
All the buckets besides the three by Meg Dixon so far, driving right to the rim. Here's a steal behind the defense. Dixon all alone. Barry on the track down. Barry will pick up the foul.
I think Meg Dixon kind of caught a break on that one. It didn't really look like she was going to make it anyway, but she gets 2 free throws, which is great for the Beaks. They want to see her on the line for sure.
Yeah, it looked like it was short. Like looking like it was going to hit the bottom part of the backboard, how she released it late.
I think she mistimed it a little bit. But nonetheless, a chance for 2 here at the line.
85% this season at the free throw line. That is leading UMass Boston as a team in free throw shooting percentage. Currently 10th in the LEC for Meg Dixon. First one is good for the grad student captain from Hanover, Massachusetts. Second one as well, right down the middle. Strong start here for UMass Boston, a 5-2 overall record on the season. Eastern Connecticut at 4-3. O'Brien at the corner, defended by Jakimi Pearson. Barry drives on Potter, puts it up. Great defense by Potter. Battle for the loose ball. It's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow, Beacons.
Once again, Sunny Green with the hustle play, getting to the court, getting on the ball. That could have been an easy layup for Anna Barry if she had been able to corral it, but Sunny Green getting low and getting that ball back for the Beacons.
Tremendous challenge as well by number 33, Alexa Potter. The transfer from Dean making an impact in this game so far with a great defensive play on Barry, forcing the missed layup. Dixon, hand off to Green. Green lost the handle, stolen away by O'Brien. Here's Barry once again. We'll slow it down and wait for her teammates to set it up. Keckler swings it out to the corner. Free throw circle, Barry off the up fake. As we have a reach and foul called, committed by the Beacons.
That's going to be charged to Sunny Green there. I said it earlier, but the Beacons do have a short bench, a lot of players, but a lot of young players. They want to keep their starters in the game as much as they can. That's their strategy, so you don't want to see foul trouble.
Keckler missed the shot at the rim, and it goes right back to the Beacons off the rebounds. Farina over O'Brien, couldn't get it to drop. The rebound controlled by Dunn. 16 players on UMass Boston. 10 of those players first-year players. Nice up and under move. Anna Barry scores up and in off the backboard.
That's the Anna Barry difference. She had an excellent head fake there that had the defense sold and then went up and under for an easy layup.
Barry, the star player for Eastern Connecticut State. Tremendous two-sport athlete. Also played in the volleyball team as well. 3-time Little East Conference Offensive Player of the Year for women's volleyball. 2-time Little East Conference Player of the Year for basketball in 2020 and 2022. So we have a loose ball foul on the floor. It's going to be assessed to Eastern Connecticut State. Number 30, Mariah Dunn, picks up her first personal foul.
That long wingspan of Alexa Potter making a difference early. She has, I believe, 2 or 3 blocks already early on in the game. That's what size can do for you down low for the Beaks.
Those are some of the keys for UMass Boston this season. Second in the conference in both blocks and steals entering this game, led by their defense. Number 1 in the Little East Conference, allowing opponents to just over 50 points per game. Shot was blocked there by Eastcon. Dunn receives the pass, tracks it down. Sarantino off to Keckler. Lob down low, Barry double team, deflected, intercepted. Great defense there by Sunny Green for the Beacons.
Sonny Gray leading the team in steals for a reason. She just gets those hands in there on every defensive possession.
Barry comes up with a block as she denies Sabila Jensen.
Jensen just overmatched there. She went into a sea of hands and couldn't even get the shot off. They were already blocking it.
Behind the defense, there's Mariah down once again. Making a big impact in this game for EastCon right now as we have a timeout taken on the court. 13-10, UMass Boston with a lead, 1:10 left to go in the first quarters. We'll be back in a few moments on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
The lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic
And welcome back inside the Clark Athletic Center. 13-10, UMass Boston holding on to the lead. Late stage of the first quarter with 1:10 left to go in the first. The Beacons will get the inbounds.
They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love.
Tremendous defense so far by UMass Boston as they've came up with a couple big stops in this game so far. 4 blocks in the first quarter as a team for the Beacons. Green drives down the lane inside, puts it up, and couldn't get it to fall. A little bit too strong off the rim as the rebound went to number 15, Martha Chapman.
A lot of layup opportunities, just missing the mark for UMass Boston early.
Dunn lobs it down low, deflected, and battle for the loose ball. Rolls in the corner, out of bounds. It'll be signaled Eastern Connecticut State basketball. Great hustle on that play defensively for UMass Boston, just not able to complete the steal. Around the perimeter. Wild shot missed off the top of the glass by Taylor Salado, number 33 for EastCon. UMass Boston looking to push it. Now they will slow it down with Farina. Jensen at the free throw circle, passes off to Jakimi Pearson. As she lobs it too tall for Jensen once again. It's going to be a turnover. Ten seconds remaining first quarter. Keckler inside the paint, try to kick it out. And the time expires, so they couldn't get off a shot that last possession for Eastern Connecticut. So they drove it, kicked it out to the perimeter, and then lobbed it inside, but wasn't able to get any shot attempt off in their final possession. We're through one in the book so far, 13-10. UMass Boston with a lead over Eastern Connecticut State. Season opener for Little East Conference play here for women's basketball. As we'll be back in a few moments on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
The 5-campus UMass system is the university that educates the workforce of Massachusetts. We recognize that we are truly here for a reason, and that recognition inspires us and drives us every single day.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors.
And welcome back inside the Clark Athletic Center in the campus of UMass Boston. Sal Lopez in the call alongside Max Clifford for the matchup. To get back to action, start of the second quarter.
The key to that first quarter, the Beacons made a lot of mistakes on offense, a lot of missed shots, a lot of turnovers, but they're playing excellent defense, especially down low. And as I say that, they let up a post bucket to Anna Berry, the leading scorer in the conference. But that's what they limited in the first quarter, and that's what they want to limit again, those down low points, because they're missing a lot of opportunities on offense. They want to clean that up as well.
They put together a good amount of defensive stops in that first quarter, came up with a couple big blocks. There's a steal by Jolie Keckler off to Barry. Missed the layup.
Carrie Ann Farina got her lunch stolen on that possession, but she made up for it with a hustle play. Didn't quite get the block, but definitely contested the shot and forced a missed layup.
A lot of 50-50 hustle plays so far in this game. Meg Dixon leading the way, 7 points for UMass Boston. Farina, Pearson, and Potter with 2 each. Missed jumper from the outside, the rebound controlled by Kaya Mayo for EastCon through the first minute of the second quarter. Salado passes off to Jacqueline Santella, number 4, the senior from Hebron, Connecticut. Off to the wing, here's a 3. That misses, too strong. So the Beacons come up with it. Dixon out to the wing, Green swings it cross court. Shot was blocked by Barry, gets it back though for Olivier. 3 at the wing. Missed too long that time by Paige Olivier. She had 2 looks in that possession, wasn't able to get a bucket down low, and then the 3, she was left open, couldn't convert on it. Barry, loose ball. Kept alive though by EastCon. Runner missed off the back rim, no good by Taylor Salado. Offensive rebound, that time it works though for the Warriors.
Those defensive rebounds that the Beacons are usually so good at securing, they're letting them skip off their hands there. That was a big possession, second chance points there for Eastern.
They came into the matchup for UMass Boston almost plus 10 average rebounds per game compared to Eastern Connecticut State. The Warriors currently last in the conference, averaging around 32 rebounds per game. Off the fingertips of Barry, down low in the pass. It goes out of bounds. Turnover once again by EastCon. 4-zip start by the Warriors here. Start of second quarter with 7:34 remaining before half. Pretty quick game we've got so far. Not a whole lot of fouls here. Both of these teams have settled in. Started off with a couple quick fouls earlier on in the first.
Beacons don't want to rush a three-pointer here. They were looking down low for Alexa Potter, but the pass was too short.
Entry pass gets stolen away. That was by Taylor Salado. O'Brien on the outside, defended by Dixon. Off to Barry at the top. Lobs it down low, too tall. It's a turnover once again for Eastern Connecticut. So Barry, usually see her down inside a low post. Instead, she was at the top there trying to put the entry pass off to Salado.
It's a bit of a Freaky Friday situation. You expect to see her down low receiving those passes, and she usually converts them. That time, Salado could not wrangle the ball.
Dixon already made a 3, passes out to the corner. 3 on its way, missed off the rim, hits the top of the backboard with the bottom part of the shot clock. That's out of bounds.
The Beacons are getting the looks that they want from 3, but they're just not quite falling. They're hitting every part of the rim and bouncing out, but can't quite hit on one, although they're not necessarily bad shots, but they're not falling, that's for sure, and that's not encouraging.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job, especially on in the first quarter, driving right to the rim for UMass Boston starting off this game. Eastern Connecticut State, the top 3-point shooting team, averaging 38.5% from 3 this season, but they attempt the 3rd fewest amount of 3s in the conference. And Dunn there will draw the foul on green. Mariah Dunn's been the top player so far in this game for Eastern Connecticut, as she will head to the free throw line and shoot 2. Dunn with 8 of the 14 points so far for the Warriors. First one's good. Dunn with a season-high 15.7 rebounds against number 17 nationally ranked Babson back in the season opener on November 12th. Missed the second one. Under 6.5 left to go before halftime.
It's been a defensive battle. You're not used to seeing 15 to 3 with just 6 minutes until halftime.
I think this is one of these games that you're looking at first to 50.
That is a mid-range shot plus and 1. Sorry, excuse me for Alexa Potter.
Good job by Alexa Potter as she gets it down. A little bit slow to walk it off, but good to see that she's at the free throw line right now. We'll shoot 1 for the transfer from Dean. And it's good, so 3-point play complete.
The Beaks will take a timeout to talk things over. Eastern got the lead from them, but now it's back to the home team.
16 to 15, UMass Boston leads in the conference season opener at the Clark Athletic Center. We'll be back in a few on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. It's one of those moments you never forget.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country.
Alexa Potter really making an impact in this game so far. She has got 4 blocks out of 5 by UMass Boston with 4 rebounds and 5 points. Currently the number 2 scorer behind Meg Dixon currently at the moment for the Beacons. We get back to action, 16-15, UMass Boston by 1 with around 6 minutes remaining before halftime.
And another block for the Beacons. They're playing tall down low, even players that aren't physically tall.
It's a very strong blocking team this season, averaging 5.57 blocks per game. Barry puts it up. Great defense for the Beacons, but able to get another offensive board by EastCon. 3 from deep. Missed off the back rim, and Barry, loose ball battle, comes down with it. It's Jakimi Pearson. Missing the mark in the pass to Farina as it will roll down the near side, picked up past half court for the backcourt violation.
A pair of sloppy possessions for UMass Boston there. First, Anna Barry getting the rebound, laying on the ground, surrounded by 3 Beacons standing up. That just can't happen. And then a pass to the perimeter that completely misses and goes out of bounds. Another turnover for the Beacons. They can't be doing this in such a close game.
Barry's just been so efficient this season at 50.5%, currently top 5 in the Little East, but she has been taken out of this game so far. Just 2 for 6, 4 points by the reigning Little East Player of the Year, Anna Barry. Dixon gets bumped into and fouled by Barry. So that will be Barry's second personal foul now of the game.
Talk about a player you don't want in foul trouble if you're Eastern. Anna Barry now on the bench. Not great. You know, they want the reigning Little East Player of the Year out there.
Taylor Salado comes in now to replace Barry. Jakimi Pearson inside the key with a left hand. She gets it to go, up and through for 2. Nice move to the rim there, driving baseline by Beeben Jakimi Pearson in their first season from London, England. O'Brien around the perimeter. Puts it outside to number 21, Kaya Mayo. Off the pro hop, scores Mariah Dunn. She's been the go-to this game, keeping Eastern Connecticut State alive.
Mariah Dunn effortlessly filling in as that top scorer for Eastern today, with Anna Berry not being so effective.
11 points by Dunn. First one to double figures now in the game for the Warriors. Dixon from the outside. That's too long. They've had the looks, just haven't been able to send them down as we're under 4:20 remaining before halftime. Runner off the mark, pinwheel around, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Dunn.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown.
Tremendous start here for UMass Boston on their home floor. Their opponents only combining for 17 victories and 33 losses this season. That's only good for an opponent's winning percentage of 34%. Where Eastern Connecticut State, they came into the game with all 3 losses being against opponents receiving votes either ranked or ranked inside the top 25. Their losses against number 17 ranked Babson by 8, 77-69. Number 31 Trinity College on the road lost by 5, 59-54. And then lost against number 6 Smith College on the road on Thursday, 66-55. Turnaround follow-away, banks it down. That's good by Taylor Salado.
Now the Beacons want to take their time, set something up. They need a bucket here. Their offense has been missing the mark regularly on their drives.
Jakimi Pearson around the free throw circle, now drives down the lane as she will commit the travel.
Jakimi Pearson not happy with that call, but nonetheless, another turnover for the Beacons and no points out of that possession.
Great defense by number 5, Jenna Sarantino, to lock down Jakimi Pearson in the last possession. And a turnover right back.
Jakimi Pearson drawing the charge. That's just another one of those hustle plays that UMass Boston is so good at getting, so good at drawing the fouls and causing the turnovers. So even when they're making mistakes, they can make the other team make mistakes as well.
We've seen a lot of those today by the Beacons here. A ton of hustle plays by UMass Boston as they are down by 1 with 3:15 left before halftime. Jakimi Pearson puts it on top to Meg Dixon. Dixon, the top scorer this season, averaging just above 18 points per game. Farina drives, mid-range. Missed off the back rim, a rebound controlled by Sarantino. With a foul picked up as well by the Beacons off the rebound.
That was just another foul that the Beacons didn't need. It was already a turnover, so they're just adding insult to injury by giving one of their players a personal foul, which again, they want to stay out of foul trouble.
And that's Meg Dixon as well, the top player this season for UMass Boston. She picks up her second. O'Brien at the top. Hands it off to Dunn. Keckler. Sarantino now around the perimeter. Shot gets blocked with a miss by Keckler and another big defensive stop by UMass Boston. Dixon calling for it at the wing. She receives it. Forces the pass but gets it back. Oh, nice pass to a cut. Couldn't haul it in cleanly though, as it was knocked out of bounds last by the Warriors.
Got lucky that it touched one of the Eastern players before it went out of bounds. That's another turnover for the Beaks.
Nice job to regroup there by Meg Dixon off the first missed pass. She had Beebe and Jakimi Pearson open for the cutter, but wasn't able to receive it cleanly. Dixon puts it up too strong off the glass. Sarantino with a rebound.
Those are the opportunities that UMass is going to look back at the end of the game and wish they had once this one's close.
Salado moves it over to Keckler. Keckler averaging just under 4 assists per game. That's currently 5th in the Little East. O'Brien out to the top of the free throw circle. Dunn takes the jumper, drills it straight away for the 18-footer.
And Dunn is hitting from everywhere. She seems to be the only one who isn't having trouble finding the nylon today. She has been a prolific scorer for Eastern.
13 of 21 so far in this game, scored by Mariah Dunn, the top scorer in the game currently. Farina backing her way on O'Brien. Turnaround, missing short, rebound control by O'Brien, the grad student from Rockland, Mass.
Right idea, just short for Carrie-Ann Farina there. Got a good look at it, but hit the front of the rim.
Cross-court pass, Keckler off to Salado. Now at the corner, Sarantino, double teamed, forces one up over the rim. Second chance though, missed again. Out of bounds, last touch by UMass Boston, out by Jensen. Or no, it's going to be out by Eastern Connecticut State, so they will say that the Warriors last touched it. It will go back to the Beacons. Final minute left to go before halftime here in a close competitive game, low-scoring affair. A defensive battle here at the Clark Athletic Center. Missed shot off the front rim by Jensen. Behind the defense, Dunn. Another bucket.
They can't leave Mariah Dunn out there alone in the paint on a breakaway. That is exactly where she wants to be, and another 2 points for Dunn.
In the first half already, tying a season high. That's now 15 points by Mariah Dunn, approaching the 30-second mark remaining before halftime.
They don't need to rush a shot, but they do need a bucket. Oh!
Farina lost the handle, goes back to Salado with a steal. Salado, Euro step, missed the layup, rebound control by Jakimi Pearson.
The Euro step had the crowd on their feet, but she couldn't complete the play.
Beacons looking for a big bucket here to get some momentum building for halftime. Under 10 seconds. Pick gets set. Jumper at the elbow. There you go. That's a 2 by Carrie-Ann Farina. 23-20. We go into halftime. Eastern Connecticut State has the 3-point lead here at the Clark Athletic Center, but a big bucket by Carrie-Ann Farina, cutting the Beacons' deficit to 3. As we take a look here before halftime, some of the top players in this matchup so far, and Mariah Dunn really shining in this first half.
Yeah, we predicted that Anna Berry would be the player of the game, at least for Eastern, if not for both teams. But she was ineffective while she was on the court, and then she wasn't on the court because she got into some foul trouble later in the half. But Mariah Dunn picking up the slack wonderfully. She's the reason that Eastern's out in front by 3 right now.
2 personal fouls by Anna Barry. Dunn's got 15 of the 23 points, tying a season high for Mariah Dunn. For UMass Boston right now, top scorer will be Meg Dixon. She has 7. She's made the lone 3-point shot for the Beacons. Then 5 points by Alexa Potter. She's got 5 blocks in the first half, along with 4 rebounds. And then 4 points each by Carrie-Ann Farina and BB Jakimi Pearson. So we reach halftime here at the Clark Athletic Center, 23-20. Eastern Connecticut State up by 3 against UMass Boston, as we'll go into a halftime break here on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
UMass Boston men's basketball in their 2022-23 home opener against Colby Sawyer College on Tuesday night in the Clark Athletic Center. Just before Thanksgiving break, it would be the night for Malik Lorquette, the big man, with an early 4-0 run for the Beacons right here, getting an early layup. And then right here in the post against Connor Kelly to give the Beacons a 4-0 lead right off the bat. Lorquette, a short while later, would hit back-to-back free throws right here and make it 11-7 Beacons. But the Chargers would come back, and they would get their first lead of the game as Scott Lampron would pull up right here for 3 on the transition. Colby Sawyer takes the lead 13-11, but then Malik Lorquette just going right back to work on the other end, down 16-13. A beautiful pass from Emmanuel Zayas to Mariano Olivia Rodriguez over to Lorquette for that layup. And then off the Olivia Rodriguez miss right here, you see Lorquette's going to get the board and lay it home. Beacons within 1. And then Xavier McKenzie would give the Beacons the lead 19-18 with this driving layup right here, before Colby Sawyer would go on a 13-2 run, capped off by this Omar Boone 3-pointer up top to give Colby Sawyer a 10-point advantage. But the Beacons would not go quietly, as Tommy Burris right here on the pass from Zayas with the 3-pointer. The Beacons within 7. And then right after that, Burris is going to find Ike Alua up top for 3, and now the Beacon deficit is just 4. Malik Lorquette, with the Beacon still down 4, is going to get his 10th rebound in the first half alone, which would give him his double-double already. Lorquette in 18 minutes had 18 points and 12 boards, and then Emmanuel Zayas right before the end of the first half lays it up and in. Beacons within 1 going into the second half, and it would be a thrilling second half. We pick it up with about 11 minutes to go in regulation. 59-57, Colby Sawyer and Xavier McKenzie right down the pipe to tie it up at 59 all. And then Lorquette double teamed. One man lays off. It's just him and Boone on the baseline. One-on-one. The reverse layup falls. 61-59 Beacons. Lorquette again with the game tied up. Bobby Joy, no look pass. Baseline. Lorquette, yes. Beacons in front, 63-61. However, the Chargers would go on a big run right here to take a 10-point lead, but the Beacons would again roar back. 6 minutes to go. Bobby Joy up top, bangs it home. Beacons back within 7. A short while later, it's Olivia Rodriguez from the corner. 3. Yes, he's got it, and it's a 4-point game. And then Emmanuel Zayas off of the miss down low by Lorquette, who was double-teamed, and then against Kelly one-on-one, you're going to see Boone just throw it away right there. Zayas picks his pocket, and the Beacons now within 2. Now the Beacons trailing by 4. Olivia Rodriguez nails the 3. They're back within 1, and then Xavier McKenzie with the go-ahead layup right here with 3 minutes to go puts the Beacons up by 1, 77-76. Omar Boone would get a pair of free throws with a minute to go in regulation. Colby Sawyer now up 78-77, forcing UMass Boston to call a timeout, set something up. And they really didn't have to set anything up. As you see right here, it was the defense that does the work. Malik Lorquette getting the ball away from Connor Kelly, lays it home. He wanted the foul, but the Beacons have a 1-point lead with just over 18 seconds remaining in regulation. And then Omar Boone would finish the job for the Chargers. Down low one-on-one with Olivia Rodriguez. The turnaround jumper nails it. Beacons call timeout. One more chance to win it right here. And it would be up to Xavier McKenzie, who would go full length of the court with 7.2 seconds left. Driving on Kelly. The layup, no good. And the Beacons fall at home in their home opener, 80-79. Malik Lorquette, a double-double in 36 minutes, 24 points, 19 rebounds, 10 of 15 shooting. On the other end, Omar Boone, the game winner, had 22 points, 9 rebounds in 34 minutes. The Beacons will play in the Black Coaches Collegiate Classic this Saturday against Leslie University at 7:30 p.m.
And we're at halftime currently as we welcome you back inside the Clark Athletic Center, the campus of UMass Boston, Little East Conference. Women's basketball season opener, 23-20, with a low-scoring battle here at half between Eastern Connecticut State taking on UMass Boston. East Con by 3 at halftime. And both of the star players in this game so far, they have struggled with efficiency. Anna Barry, the reigning 2022 Little East Player of the Year right now, really struggling, just 2 for 7 shooting from the floor, 2 personal fouls, only 4 points, and that has led to a rising star in this matchup right now. That is Mariah Dunn with 15 of the 23 points for Eastern Connecticut so far in this game, as she has been efficient, 7 for 9 from the floor with those 15 points. Meg Dixon on UMass Boston having trouble with efficiency herself. She has the lone 3 made in the game, but just 2 for 9 shooting so far. She's still the top scorer with 7 points right now, but Alexa Potter really stepping up. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 blocks for Potter, making a big impact for the Dean College transfer in this matchup.
5 blocks jumps off the page at me for Alexa Potter.
In the first half.
She's got that long wingspan. She's 6 feet tall. She's the tallest player on the court. But 5 blocks and a half is incredible. All the Beacons have been playing great post defense, anchored by Alexa Potter. You want to keep her out there, especially with a player like Anna Barry, who can go off from down low. We haven't seen it yet, but we know she's liable. So you want to keep Alexa Potter out there playing great post defense.
Yep. Yeah, they've done a tremendous job defensively in this game, stopping Eastern Connecticut. But UMass Boston themselves also struggling with efficiency. Only 25% in that first half shooting. As we take a look at some of the statistics here, both of the teams shooting in the lower percentile right now. One of the things that jumps out, though, Eastern Connecticut's 0 from three-point range, 0 for 3 in that first half. They don't attempt the 3 too often, but they do have perimeter shooters on their team that can knock down threes above 40% from the outside this season, just like Danielle O'Brien and Jenna Sarantino, but yet to make a 3 so far today in this game.
I'll tell you what, so I'd rather have 0 for 3 than 1 for 9. If we're being honest,
Yep.
I'd rather have more opportunities down low. The Beacons not necessarily getting bad looks, like I said earlier, but 1 for 9 is tough. It's really tough. Just 1
Yep.
in the first quarter, none in the second quarter.
Yep.
They can't go on long dry spells and just avoid playing in the post, because that is a strength as well. They're good at three-point shooting, but when they're off, they're really off, and 1 for 9 is not great.
Yeah, UMass Boston doing a great job winning the turnover battle right now, as Eastern Connecticut has 2 more turnovers than UMass Boston here at halftime. And the Warriors actually came into this game second in the conference in fewest amount of turnovers this season, but they did struggle against Smith, which is a top 10 team. They had 27 total turnovers, led to 20 points by the Pioneers on Thursday night, but it's been a battle here between these two teams in the first half.
I think this is an opportunity for both teams to really find out who they are, because Eastern played a disproportionately strong out-of-conference schedule, and UMass played a bit of a weaker out-of-conference schedule. Both of them came out with some solid wins and some tough losses. I think this is a pretty evenly matched matchup, and I think they're going to find out today which team is really the real Eastern and which team is the real UMass Boston.
Yeah, both of these teams looking to bounce back. UMass Boston, specifically themselves, coming off a tough loss against Emerson on Tuesday night. Emerson, that was only their second victory this season now. They're only 2-7 this year for Emerson, so they've had all victories against teams with a losing record up to that point, with a game against Emerson on Tuesday being their first loss against a losing opponent. But schedule gets significantly tougher here for UMass Boston after this, as they open up conference play today. We'll take a look at the Little East Conference scoreboard from today, as we also have men's basketball later on that will be happening, as that will tip off around 3 p.m. here at home. UMass Boston will be hosting Eastern Connecticut State for the men's game. We have a couple of the updates here around the league. Strong start for Western Connecticut, as they're taking on Plymouth State at halftime. It's 33-15 in WestCon right now. Rhode Island College will tip off at Castleton, and that'll tip off in under 10 minutes from now at 2 p.m. Also, Keene State will face either Babson or Bridgewater State at a time to be determined today. Babson ranked inside the top 25 at number 17 this week in the latest women's college basketball D3 poll. As we got 23-20 right now at halftime here. Sal Lopez on the broadcast alongside Max Clifford, as we'll be coming back in under 4 minutes from now for the second half. We'll have a couple commercials here, and then we'll get back to action in a few.
proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
The 5-campus UMass system is the university that educates the workforce of Massachusetts. We recognize that we are truly here for a reason, and that recognition inspires us and drives us every single day.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've
And welcome back inside the Clark Athletic Center in the campus of UMass Boston. Start of the second half. The Beacons trailing by 3 against Eastern Connecticut State. Conference opener for Little East Conference play today. UMass Boston left to right as they will have the possession first to start off half number 2. Farina made a big jumper in the final 15 seconds before halftime. Forces one up. Around the rim, no good. Rebound controlled by O'Brien for EastCon.
Good look for Carrie Ann, but it just didn't fall. A lot of those in the first half. Hoping that's not a theme in the second half if you're the Beacons.
Mariah Dunn, top player so far in that first half. There's a 3 missed off the mark by Sarantino. Big, strong rebound pull down by Alexa Potter. 5 points, 5 rebounds now, and 5 blocks by Potter, making a huge impact in that first half. Green moves it off to Farina. Deep 2 jumper. That missed short, air ball, but controlled by Green. Blocked from behind O'Brien. Great defensive play as she tips it over to Sarantino.
Questionable no call on that shot. It looked like a lot of contact on the arm of Sonny Green, but that's why I'm not wearing the ref shirt.
Dunn down low. Off the back rim, tough defense there by Farina. Alongside with Potter. Jakimi Pearson dribbles inside the key, and we have a foul on the floor. First one in the second half. It's going to be picked up by Eastern Connecticut State. Number 23, Jolie Keckler, her second.
Baylor Jensen inbound, no, Meg Dixon, my mistake.
Miss pass well wide, looking for Sonny Green on the outside, but just missing the mark.
That was a big miscommunication by a couple of veteran players who are featured players on this roster. That's a confusing one. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
That was a pass, an inbound pass that went straight out of bounds.
Don't see that too often. This is a very veteran Eastern Connecticut State squad as well, as they will score. There's Barry. She's got 6 now for the reigning Little East Conference Player of the Year. They start 4 seniors and a grad student in the starting 5 for EastCon. Potter at the top. Lobs it over to Jakimi Pearson. She's in her first season, got the start today from London, England. Missed off the side of the glass. They cross the timeline now with Jolie Keckler. Keckler scores off a screen.
Just an over pursuit on defense there from Carrie-Ann Farina. Found herself on the floor. The defense is looking not as strong as it was in the first half to start here, and the Beacons are going to talk about that in their huddle in this timeout.
Another strong start right now for Eastern Connecticut State as they go on a 4-zip run to start off the third quarter of action now. We take the time on the floor, 27-20. EastCon, largest lead of the game on the road at UMass Boston. We'll be back in a few on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Of Massachusetts. We recognize that we are truly here for a reason, and that recognition inspires us and drives us every single day.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting.
Welcome back inside the Clark Athletic Center. 7:42 remaining, third quarter. Beacons trailing by 7 at the moment, looking to get some momentum and cut the deficit. Farina pass on top to Dixon. Dixon the top scorer with 7 so far. Spin move down the lane. Contact and no call. Potter. Left-handed hook off the back rim, missed, and the rebound controlled by Barry. Keckler attacks downhill, splits defender, scores with the right hand up and in off the backboard.
That defense not looking any better coming out of the timeout. Just kind of standing there, kind of letting the drive happen right in front of them.
Getting right to the rim for Eastern Connecticut State. That's been a successful point lately as Potter misses the shot at the rim, and big impact in this game made by points in the paint. Currently 22-10 in favor of the Warriors as the ball gets lost out of bounds, last touch by the Beacons.
And it's not like there's been a disproportionate amount of opportunities for Eastern. They've just taken advantage of them much better than the Beacons have so far.
O'Brien bounce pass, top of the free throw circle. Barry up fake underneath, draws the fall on Potter.
That was a heady move by Barry to fake the shot, get Alexa Potter coming down, hitting her on the arm. Now she's got 2 free throws at the line.
So here's the top player this season for Eastern Connecticut State, shooting 2 at the charity stripe. Anna Barry, the senior forward from Andover, Connecticut. Tremendous 2-sport athlete, also plays in the volleyball team as well, and she has been named twice the Little East Player of the Year for women's basketball, 2020 and 2022, along with 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in the LEC. In women's volleyball, she has been named 3-time Offensive Player of the Year for volleyball. So she can do it both in the basketball floor, the court, and also in volleyball as well. Tremendous 2-sport athlete here at EastCon. 10-point lead. Beacons looking for something as they're down by double deficits first time today. Yet the score in the second half. Farina attacks. And too strong off the glass. She had a clear opportunity to do so, but just released it too high and bounced off the glass too strong. Baseline drive, Sorrentino. Puts one up well short, tipped up. And in a crowd of defenders, Dunn will get fouled. So a missed opportunity by UMass Boston with Farina. And now the third personal foul picked up in the game by Sunny Green. Leads to a bucket down low by Barry.
Hard to explain why the Warriors are getting so many open buckets. UMass just seems to be falling asleep a little bit on defense there. Something they were
Beacons
not
right
doing in the first half.
Getting torched in the paint. Farina puts one up again. As we have a push foul called on the floor. Looks like it's charged to the Warriors. And that'll be on number 5, her first, Jenna Sarantino. Inbound underneath their hoop for UMass Boston. Jakimi Pearson out to the wing, moves it off to Farina. Farina drives baseline as she's missed a couple wild shots lately. That one, though, redeems herself. Gets position right past O'Brien and scores the first bucket of the second half.
She's had the position, and that one finally fell. You try enough layups, you're bound to make one eventually. Carrying Farina finally getting one to fall.
Barry, 15-footer, skipped around the rim and out. Offensive rebound, back to Dunn. And able to draw the foul off the rebounds. That's going to be our 4th now by Sunny Green.
This has been an issue all season for Sunny. The last game, she fouled out, which is really concerning because I've mentioned a few times that hustle, you want that on the court.
Sarantino off the back rim. Put back is good, though. Guess who? Mariah Dunn having a strong, strong game for EastCon.
Everything that the Beacons were doing so well in the first half has kind of disappeared in the second half here, which is super concerning for them. Rebounding, avoiding fouls, avoiding turnovers, points in the paint. They're just not coming in the second half at all.
Interior defense here really struggling for
Extremely.
UMass Boston in half number 2. 5:09 left to go before halftime as before the end of the third, as Sunny Green will check out of the game now. Actually, they'll have a coaches meeting right now, so we'll see if she does check out of the game with 4 personal fouls, and she will. So she's on the bench right now. The result, number 13, Sierra Brigham, coming into the game for the first time today, the first-year forward from Sandwich, Massachusetts. And up by 12, Eastern Connecticut State gets the basketball. 34-22.
Now a timeout for Eastern.
5:06 left to go as EastCon takes a timeout by their head coach, Denise Byerly, and we'll be back in a few moments on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
Eastern Connecticut State leading on the road 34-22 as we welcome you back to the Clark Athletic Center. 11-2 scoring advantage in favor of the Warriors right now in the third quarter. Barry missed the shot. Great defense played by Paige Olivier, number 32 for the Beacons. Farina, handoff on the outside to Brigham. Sierra Brigham first time in the game today, replacing Sunny Green on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Dixon has 7 yet to score in the second half. UMass Boston looking for a big bucket here as they're only 1 for 10 in this third quarter shooting. And missed the mark off the right side of the glass by Beeben Jakimi Pearson.
Jakimi Pearson usually on target with those drives across the middle. Just went a little too far away from the hoop and couldn't quite reach the basket on that one.
Looking for Barry down low, as she will get clobbered and fouled. So 2 shots coming up once again at the free throw line for Anna Barry.
That's a pretty simple mismatch. A veteran star player going up against a freshman. Those mistakes are going to happen from time to time.
First one by Barry. Bounces off, no good. Barry this season with 3 double-doubles. Second free throw is good. She scored in double figures in all 7 games. Today, though, out to a really slow start in this one. Brigham at the top. Hands it off to Dixon. And Barry has now reached double figures scoring. She is up to 11 with a strong third quarter, drawing the foul. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for UMass Boston.
That was another big play from the veteran Farina, drawing those free throws. She hasn't been quite on target on all of her layups, but the free throw line is exactly where she wants to be.
Farina scored a lone bucket here in the third quarter. First one's good for the senior from Arlington, Massachusetts. Coming off a career-high 17 points against Emerson on Tuesday. 35-24, down by 11. The Beacons looking to see if they can put it back to single digits. Lob down low, Mariah Dunn. Strong first half with 15 points. Barry has an opening. Puts it up, that's too easy. She's up to 13.
And this is the Anna Barry that we were expecting coming into the game that we're now seeing in the second half. She's now into double-digit scoring and just having her way on offense for the Warriors.
9 points now in the third quarter for Anna Barry. She is single-handedly doubling what UMass Boston has as a team in the third quarter. UMass Boston with just 4 with a missed layup by Farina. Keckler at the baseline. Missing the mark. Offensive rebound as we get a fall from behind. It's picked up by Paige Olivier.
The Beacons are not, on offense, are not getting the looks that they want from Meg Dixon. Obviously, you don't want to rely solely on your veteran leading scorer, but if she's not a factor at all, which she has not been in the second half and wasn't much of a factor in the first half, that's really concerning. Carrie Ann Farina is getting good looks, but she works well as a distributor, and they want to see her getting more assists, especially passing to Meg Dixon, who's the best shooter on the team and hasn't taken even one shot in the second half, if I'm looking at this correctly.
Yeah, right now she came in at halftime the top scorer for Meg Dixon. She has 7. She's still stuck at 7, the top scorer, so there's been nobody able to take over the game. That's what Meg Dixon has been able to do this season, take over the game as she is tied for first entering today in the Little East in scoring, averaging above 18, but today 7 in the first half, looking to get 10 here with a 3, missed off the back rim. Farina moves it out to Jakimi Pearson. Outside once again, it goes to Farina, approaching the 2.5-minute mark left to go in the third. Farina down low, stolen away in a tie-up. Possession arrow goes to Eastern Connecticut.
On that play, with the play clock ticking down, Carrie Ann Farina, the point guard, was the closest person to the basket at the end of the play. I'm a bit confused as to why they don't want their true center, Alexa Potter, a little bit lower, getting open for Alexa Potter to pass, or for Carrie Ann Farina to pass to her. I'm not sure what the strategy is there, but the paint works well for the Beaks. I don't know why they're not taking advantage of it.
Dunn off the entry pass, double teamed, and will draw the reach and foul. She was double teamed by Olivier and Farina.
It's tough to blame Paige Olivier for racking up a few fouls here early because she's going against Mariah Dunn, who's quite a bit taller than her, and she's just trying to get in there to compete with her. She can't quite get the reach that Mariah Dunn can get.
Swoosh in the first one by Mariah Dunn. Surpassing a season high right now. Keeps on building up that point total as both of them are good at the free throw line. That's now 20 points by Dunn. Barry with 14. UMass Boston yet to get anybody, though, in double figures scoring. 7 points by Meg Dixon. Farina, jumper at the baseline, that missing. O'Brien. Bounce pass off to Barry. Inside the low post, off the pivot. She scores up and in off the backboard, up to 16 now by Anna Barry. Just East Con taking over this game in the second half. There's no answers offensively here for the Beacons, only putting up 4 points in half number 2. Approaching the 1:30 mark left to go in the third. Dixon missing the mark at the free throw circle.
Hustle play from the freshman there. Sierra Brigham getting involved.
Almost missed the pass by Paige Olivier, but looked back on time. She drives, kick out to the corner. Farina, open 3. Missed off the back rim with a rebound control by Barry.
There's something to be said for being patient on offense and letting that play clock get down. But when it's not leading to points, it's not very helpful to have your play clock reach 10, 9, even down to 5 seconds, which is what the Beacons are doing on their possessions.
UMass Boston having a ton of looks, not able to send them down. O'Brien missing off the rim. Barry, though, able to collect it for a second chance. O'Brien to Dunn. Santella swings it out to the wing. Kaya Mayo, deep 2. Missed off the back rim, and the rebound snagged by Dixon.
Dixon finally getting involved. That's the first time she's had her hands on the ball in quite some time.
Under 30 seconds now remaining in the third. One second differential between shot clock and game clock to end the third quarter. Farina attacks the paint on O'Brien, and she gets fouled. So usually known as more of the distributor in offense today, but we've seen Farina a lot take shots here, specifically in the third quarter. She's up to 14 attempted shots right now, just 3 of 14 from the floor. First free throw she missed. So struggling as well at the free throw line, just 2 for 5 now. Second one's good.
Farina, the only UMass player with any luck on offense in the third quarter. All 5 points in the quarter have come from her.
9 points now by Carrie Ann Farina. She's the top scorer. Meg Dixon been shut down in the second half, still stuck at 7.
That was a really smart play there from the Eastern point guard, Julie Keckler. Intentionally knew she had no lane, intentionally threw the ball from Meg Dixon. That's just a smart play you're going to get from a veteran player.
Veteran experience really coming in handy here in the second half. Shot gets forced up off the top of the glass. We close out at the end of the third quarter, and Eastern Connecticut State is just taken over here in the second half, allowing UMass Boston to only 5 points in the third quarter, as East Con outscores UMass Boston 19-5 in quarter number 3. As we move on here to the fourth quarter coming up in a few moments at the Clark Athletic Center. It's 42-25. Eastern Connecticut State leading UMass Boston through 3 quarters right now at the Clark Athletic Center. We'll be back in a few moments on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university with a teaching soul.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
And welcome back inside the Clark Athletic Center. Start of fourth quarter between the UMass Boston Beacons versus the Eastern Connecticut State University Warriors. Sal Lopez on the call today alongside Max Clifford. 42-25 EastCon with a strong third quarter to pull away. Potter missed a shot off the side of the glass with a rebound controlled by Taylor Salado. Keckler around the outside goes back to Salado into the hands of Keckler, the point guard. Keckler averaging just under 4 assists per game, good for 5th in the Little East entering today. Entry pass down low, deflected out. So last touched off the fingertips of Salado, so it's a turnover. One of the big differences there in that third quarter being points in the paint. It's pretty close going into halftime points in the paint, but ever since, though, Eastern Connecticut State taking control of this game. 32-12 points in the paint. Looking for 2 more off the steal. They'll get it. Up and through by Julie Keckler with a steal in the bucket.
Julie Keckler might never get an easier steal than that one. That was a bounce pass directly into her hands and then a nice, easy, fast break layup for her. Carrie Ann Farina couldn't do much to contest it.
Potter puts the ball into the hands of Farina. Farina, the most attempted shots out of any player today with 13. Entry pass couldn't finish. First one, second one over the rim, no good by Potter.
That's the exact opportunity you want. A nice little lob from Meg Dixon to Alexa Potter in the paint, but then 2 missed layups from Potter. Just another wasted opportunity for the Beacons.
So many chances today at the rim, but multiple misses for UMass Boston. Their field goal percentage keeps on going down and down and down. Right now, it's just 18% from the floor. They've only connected on 9 shots total out of 49 attempts. Second one's good by Kaya Mayo, the sophomore from Middletown, Connecticut. 20-point lead currently for the Warriors. First game of conference play today in Little East Conference play, as it will be a steal completed by Mayo. The battle for the loose ball with Farina, and Farina will get called on the loose ball foul.
Nothing quite going right on offense in this second half for the Beacons. There's not a ton that you can say about it. A lot of turnovers, a lot of missed shots, just a lot of wasted opportunities. 5 points.
Star player Meg Dixon has not attempted many shots today, especially in the second half. Farina off the steal. Olivier able to pick it up as Farina handed it off to Dixon. We have a quick whistle picked up by EastCon here.
It's a bit of a catch-22. When the Beacons play fast, they make mistakes, but they can't really slow down their offense because with only under 8 minutes to play, they're down by 20 points. They need buckets, but when they rush that offense, it's turnovers almost every time.
Inbound goes to Dixon. Dixon at the corner. Lobs it off to Potter. Passing to a cut. Couldn't handle it cleanly. It got knocked out of bounds, though. Last touch by the Warriors.
And a good entry pass. Again, the passes have been there. The passes are right there. I don't know. The hands are a little slippery for the Beacons on offense today. Not receiving passes well. That one was received well, and Alexa Potter drew a foul on the layup attempt, so we'll see Potter at the free throw line for the first time today.
2 shots now by Alexa Potter. Really made a big impact in the first half today. She had 5 rebounds, 5 points, 5 blocks. First one skipped around the rim and out. Last season, she played for Dean College in Franklin, Massachusetts. She averaged a double-double of 13 points per game and just over 10.5 rebounds per game last season. This season, she's averaging just under 15 points per game and 6.5 rebounds per game. Second one skips around the rim and in.
Good to see Alexa Potter making a free throw. There's a long-standing trend in basketball of centers struggling with free throw attempts, and Alexa Potter's really been struggling this season. So 1 for 2 from the line ain't bad, because in her last game she was 0 for 2.
Keckler moves it out to the top.
And that is the
They gave it right back.
Couldn't even let me finish my sentence.
Mid-range jumper missed by Sarantino. Great steal by Potter, but she gave it away in the last possession.
There you see 3 changes of possession. 2 excellent plays from Alexa Potter using her length, and then 1 where she gives it away on an errant pass. So there's good and there's bad here.
Again, Potter draws the fouls. That will be on Joey Keckler of East Con. So back to the free throw line will go Potter, but it will happen after the timeouts. As we have a timeout taken on the floor now, 45-26, Eastern Connecticut State. In the first conference game of the season of Little East Conference play, leading on the road against UMass Boston. We'll be back in a couple moments on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus.
(45-26) as we welcome you back inside the Clark Athletic Center on the campus of UMass Boston. 2 free throws here at the line. First one a make. That's good to see for Alexa Potter. She entered today with her free throw shooting percentage just under 53%. Second one's good as well.
There we go. 3 for 4 on the day for Alexa Potter. If you need a positive to take away from this second half, Alexa Potter earning her salt at the free throw line.
Approaching the 7-minute mark left remaining. Mariah Dunn having a spectacular game as she scored 15 in the first half, 20, which is a new season high for Dunn. Looking for more. Kicks it out to the baseline. Missed a jumper by Martha Chapman. Jensen takes it past midcourt. Off to Brigham at the wing. Back to Potter down low. Potter with her pass gets intercepted by Sarantino. Looked like she could have just went to the rim there. Lost the handle of it by East Con. Loose ball. Great hustle by the Warriors as they will draw the foul. That's all number 23, Joey Keckler, on the loose ball, hustling for it, getting it back and setting up free throws now for Martha Chapman. First one skidded off the left side of the rim, missed by Chapman. Chapman, a senior from Meriden, Connecticut, as they have a strong squad filled with seniors, 6 seniors, 1 grad student, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 4 first-year players out of the 16 total for EastCon this season. UMass Boston, much younger roster, 10 of 16 players are first-year players. They had a strong start in the first quarter. UMass Boston led through their defense 13-10, but Eastern Connecticut State came on back, took a second quarter lead, led at the half by 3, 23-20, but ever since it's been EastCon with a strong third quarter.
EastCon continuing to play aggressive, even up 18. They're getting right in the faces of the Beacons.
That'll be a foul charged by Martha Chapman off the inbounds. So it went to Sabela Jensen. Meg Dixon, the top scorer this season, averaging above 18 points per game. She's only attempted 2 total shots here in the second half. Went just 2 for 9 from the floor in the first half, currently 2 for 11. Dumps it down low, Potter has position, puts it up and scores, up and through, good for 2. So Potter was working on Taylor Salado, the 6-foot forward, and wins the battle inside the low post. Dunn, trapped off a double team, deflected. That's the defense we saw much earlier in the game for the Beacons. Dixon out to the wing, 3 on its way, missed rim short by Olivier.
Beacons have not found their three-point shot all day long. It's really affected them on the box score.
Keckler missed the jumper, went out of bounds. Last touch by Jenna Sarantino in the corner. 5:30 left to go, fourth quarter. Coming up around 3 p.m., we'll have men's basketball action here, as we'll both be back on the call for the second game today, part of the doubleheader. Men's basketball between UMass Boston and Eastern Connecticut State. Stolen away. Floating up the shot, getting it to go. It's Jenna Sarantino with a steal in the bucket.
So there are turnovers and there are gimmies. The Beacons have given the Eastern Connecticut Warriors a lot of gimmies today.
It's going to stay Beacons basketball with just over 5 minutes left to play. Possession hour goes for UMass Boston off the tie-up. Beacons looking to regroup in their next game.
Danielle O'Brien getting it done all over the court, even with the mop.
Quick turnaround for UMass Boston as they got a game on this Monday, upcoming at 4 p.m. They're hosting New England College, current record of 6-3 on the season. And that's another steal off the inbound. Nice pass behind the defense, scores, count it, and a foul. Mariah Dunn having a spectacular game with assist by Julie Keckler.
Well, you don't want to write off a team with 5 minutes to play, but that is a big momentum play. If Eastern didn't already have all the momentum, there it is. I mean, Mariah Dunn having the game of her life today, drawing an and one, pushing the lead back to 20. 30 points right now for the Beacons with 5 minutes to play in the game. This is not the Beacons team that we're used to seeing.
Complete by Dunn. UMass Boston came into today allowing opponents to average just above 50 points per game. Eastern Connecticut State has now surpassed that here at 51. Mariah Dunn, the top scorer of the game, she is up to 21. Dixon has only attempted 2 shots for the top scorer in the conference. Now she attempted a third, but missing well off the mark. Sarantino off to Barry, who had a strong third quarter with 12 points in the third. Open 3. Missed off the back rim. Dunn tried to follow it up. Loose ball. As we have a foul off the loose ball. Oh,
dear.
Tough injury as well right now for the Beacons, and that is the star player. Unfortunate to see.
The 21-point deficit wasn't bad enough. Meg Dixon in some pain on the floor.
We're going to cut to a timeout right now as we have 51-30 Eastern Connecticut State up against UMass Boston with under 4:20 left to go.
To lead this university, I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified.
4:17 left to go, 51-30. It's Eastern Connecticut State leading UMass Boston. 0 for 2 at the free throw line, back from the timeout by the Beacons.
Jules Vassallo in for Meg Dixon, taking her shots for her.
First time today in the game for Vassallo, the first-year forward from Rivervale, New Jersey. Barry at the free throw circle. Inside the key, double teamed, and she scores. Making it look easy for Anna Barry today.
Tale of two halves for Anna Barry. She struggled in the first and looking like the player of the year once again in the second half.
18 total now by Barry, along with 8 rebounds. Bouncing back in the big way in half number 2. Beacons will keep the basketball with just over 3.5 minutes left. Substitutions now for EastCon. Kara McGettigan, number 1, checks into the game for the first time today. Same as Riley Griffin, number 25. We'll have a timeout taken on the floor as well. So once again, we'll head to break. 53-30 right now for Eastern Connecticut State. For that strong third quarter and beyond, as they have a 23-point lead, and we'll be back in a few moments here at the Clark Athletic Center.
It's in those moments that champions are born.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town. UMass Boston, Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives out.
Two players scoring in double figures for Eastern Connecticut State. 23 points by Mariah Dunn. A new season high, 18 points, along with 8 rebounds by Anna Barry. Dunn's also the top rebounder with 9 boards. Paige Olivier missing short. Offensive rebound. Putback is good, though. There's another 2 by Alexa Potter. Potter with that strong first quarter. She's up to 12. She has been the top player today for UMass Boston. 5 blocks, which really stuck out in that first half. So we are under 3 minutes now left to go.
Oh. 12-9 for Alexa Potter. Not a bad day, but not quite enough to help out the Beacons there in this performance.
Paige Olivier will head to the free throw line and shoot 2. Looking to get on the board for the first time today for her. She's yet to score. For the senior forward from Newton, Massachusetts. A transfer from Division II Barry College Barry University out in Florida. First one missed off the back rim. 2 transfers on UMass Boston. The other being the key player today in this game with Alexa Potter. She came from Dean College out in Franklin, Massachusetts. Second one missed as well, so still nothing on the board for Paige Olivier today. Riley Griffin moves it out to the corner to Kara McGettigan. Pass through traffic in a sea of white uniforms, able to pick it up with a steal by Jules Vasallo. Vasallo lost the handle on the crossover, gets it back on the floor.
The Beacons want to keep things simple. They don't need to get too fancy. They don't need to get too complicated. They'd like to get some points to put a little fight up at the end of this game, but they don't want more turnovers.
Blocking foul. Charge to Riley Griffin, her first, so this will send Sabila Jensen to shoot 2 now at the free throw line. Jensen in her first season, one of 10 first-year players in the Beacon. She's from Portland, Oregon. Makes the first one. Tough schedule coming up for UMass Boston when their next 3 opponents. Combined record of 14 victories and 5 losses. Quick turnaround, they got a game on Monday here at home hosting New England College, 6-3 record at 4 p.m. Next conference game the day after, Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the road, as they will go out to Danbury, Connecticut and take on WestCon. WestCon currently record of 3-1, and then 1 week from today, they're on the road once again for the Beacons at WPI at 2 p.m. next Saturday. Currently the Engineers with a 5-1 record.
So I'm not going to tell you what happened today because I sure don't know for sure, but it seemed like the Beacons might have underestimated Eastern a little bit. They came in with a record 4-3, I believe, but as we talked about, those 3 losses are quality losses. UMass Boston hit a couple snares during the non-conference schedule, but played a much softer schedule, and I don't think that they're necessarily a bad team or this much worse than Eastern. I think that maybe there was an expectation that out of conference schedule had something to do with it, and now we can see that Eastern is a really good team, better than their record, and you hope, if you're the Beacons, that this upcoming stretch they'll take something away from this game, as they're going to play some more strong teams and figure out who they really are.
Yeah, this is a young UMass Boston team going up against a very experienced Eastern Connecticut State team that started 4 seniors and a grad student today. EastCon, with their 3 losses, were against opponents with a combined record of 14-1. And all 3 of those losses, they lost by 11 points or less. It was against number 6 Smith on Thursday, number 17 Babson in the season opener, and number 31 Trinity College of Connecticut. So 2 teams in the top 25 and 1 receiving votes at 31, as it will go out of bounds off the air ball by the Beacons. 1:17 remaining. 2 conference games upcoming for Eastern Connecticut State. Next game on the road at UMass Dartmouth Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. UMD currently with a record of 3-4. Missed shot by EastCon by Emily Gmo, number 22, but they get it back with offensive rebound. Straight through the fenders, missing that one again by Riley Griffin. As we have a tie-up, possession arrow will stay EastCon. Next Saturday, EastCon hosting Plymouth State at 1 p.m. Plymouth State currently with a record of 4-2. Too tall off the glass by Avery Stewart. Jensen, the final 45 seconds left to go.
Jensen to pass into Jakimi Pearson.
Jakimi Pearson dishes out to the corner. Baseline jumper missed off the mark. It's by Tatiana Fevry. We have a whistle with 32 seconds left. Inbound for UMass Boston underneath. It'll go to Jules Vasallo. Floats it up off the Euro step, miss rim, short pinwheels around, offensive rebound by Jens Pearson. And a 3 miss short once again by Vasallo. Under 20 seconds left.
The Beaks keeping up that full court press that they've been doing all day, but this one is all but finished.
Big third quarter by EastCon. A steal will lead to a foul.
There we go.
+1 coming up at the free throw line with 3.2 seconds remaining. That's number 5, Tatiana Fevry, with her first bucket of the game.
Let's end on a positive note here. Tatiana Fevry with an opportunity for a three-point play. The first-year player getting a few minutes in late game situation.
There'll be a lot of opportunities this season for the first-year players in the roster.
And that will do it.
As we close out this one in the books, 54-36, Eastern Connecticut State picks up a road victory in the first conference game of the season. EastCon improves to 5-3 overall. UMass Boston drops to 5-3 on the season with their first conference game a loss here in Little East Conference play. Just a takeover of the second half with the interior of EastCon, a big difference maker in today's games, as we'll take a look at the top scores of today. Mariah Dunn, stellar game. She had 23 points. That's a new season high. 18 by Anna Barry, as she struggled in the first half with just 4 points, but took over for the Little East Conference Player of the Year in the second half, finished with 18. That was the duo that combined for 17 total rebounds, 9 by Dunn, 8 by Barry. And the victory today for Eastern Connecticut State. And for UMass Boston, only one player scored in double figures, Alexa Potter. She had 12 points along with 9 rebounds, 5 blocks all in the first half with 2 steals. Carrie Ann Farina finished with 9 points and 7 points by Meg Dixon. She had all 7 in the first half. And sending thoughts out to Meg Dixon, as hopefully she'll be back on the court really soon. Scary injury in the late fourth quarter with the top player on the team this season for UMass Boston. So we close out here 54-36, Eastern Connecticut winning against UMass Boston. As we will have a couple minutes here of commercials, and then we'll be back for the final stats upcoming.
Side of that sport allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, and UMass helped me.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people. Here there is a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters. I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end where it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
People at UMass Boston, they're here because they know they can have an impact. Not just on research, but on people, on their students.
This is just a starting point. It only has potential to grow, and it has a big potential to grow up.
You're really having a direct impact on people's lives, and you can see that now, and you can see that years from now.
So I think it's becoming like the place that people want to go. What UMass Boston is able to offer to its young people certainly stands out to that mission that was set right out in the beginning. It's something UMass Boston should be and can be very proud about.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
What separates UMass Boston from other schools is the fact that a large percentage of students commute. For me, it takes 2 hours each day to go to and from school, but every second has been worth it because the students that come here are serious about learning, they value their education, and understand where it'll take them in the future. This is what UMass Boston means to me.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university. I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
And welcome back inside the Clark Athletic Center, campus of UMass Boston. As Eastern Connecticut State comes up with a victory today, 54-36 on the road against UMass Boston. We take a look at the final statistics of the game. EastCon shot the ball much better than UMass Boston, and second half they just took over, especially with their paint scoring. 36% by EastCon, just held the Beacons to only 19% in this game, as UMass Boston just wasn't able to get any sorts of looks to drop. in that second half, as it was a close game going into halftime, 3-point lead by EastCon, and then all of a sudden it got all the way up to beyond 20, and the Warriors winning by 18 today on the road. Both of the teams struggled upper 50s at the free throw line, same as the perimeter shooting. Just one made three happened in the first quarter by Meg Dixon. Top 3-point shooting team, Eastern Connecticut State, did not make a single three in this game. And then double the assist by EastCon today, 10-5 over UMass Boston.
The numbers that jump out to me off of this graphic here are all the shooting percentages for every category for the Beacons. This is a offensively proficient team. They're used to scoring 70, 80 points a game. 19% from the field, 6.3%, one field goal made from the perimeter, and then 55% free throws. That is not what we are used to seeing from the UMass Boston Beacons.
Yeah, Beacons really struggled when it came to making shots at the rim. They had a lot of easy opportunities, but wasn't able to finish. Multiple occasions in this game at the rim. We'll take a look here, upcoming schedule, as we'll take a look at in a moment. We got men's basketball upcoming next, as we got men's basketball in around 10.5 minutes. We'll be both on the call back for that one against EastCon, but upcoming schedule for both of these teams. UMass Boston will take on New England College. That'll be upcoming on Monday at 4 p.m. Next day, they're on the road at Danbury, Connecticut, out at WestCon on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Then next Saturday, once again on the road at WPI at 2 p.m. Combined record of the next three opponents, 14-5, that the Beacons will be playing with NEC, WestCon, and WPI. And then on Saturday, December 17th, they'll be hosting Rick here for a conference game, closing out the year on New Year's Eve against Eastern Nazarene at 11 a.m. here at home. So Eastern Connecticut State coming in on the road, pulling out a victory today against UMass Boston. Final score 54-36, the final. We thank you so much for joining in on the broadcast. Sal Lopez on the call today alongside Max Clifford, as we'll be back in a little bit on the next game here on the Beacons Broadcast Network, men's basketball, as we will be having UMass Boston hosting EastCon. Tip-off just shortly after 3 p.m. as we'll be back in action in a couple minutes here for men's basketball.